Look alive, sunshine. Today we are talking about something because it is an off day of news. No real news until Dunkirk trailer comes out this Friday, so we are going to have to deal with videos like this for a little bit. But today we are talking about something that has kind of been weighing on my mind. We are talking about Aquaman and why he's being hated so much and why he has been hated so much. Now, a lot of people have just been making jokes at his expense for the longest time because of his because of his powers and what he looks like and everything, and people just don't like him. So I thought, let's debunk that shit right here because I'm tired of people hating him because he's so cool and he's like one of the best members of the Justice League, but people just don't know who he really is. They just know the Family Guy or whatever kind of stereotypes they've heard about him. Before we go any further, though, I do want to remind you that subscribing would make my day so much better, and it will give you lots of cool videos like this and other news, just videos about other things, so don't forget to subscribe. Now, why do people hate Aquaman? Now, we're going to run down a list, because apparently there's a list, and I compiled the list, all different ones, because there were a lot of different ones, and then I'm just going to talk about the big ones. Now, the first one is all he does is talk to fish, which is not true. Fish do not have the ability to carry on a conversation. They do not have the brain power for that. They literally can't talk. So even with their minds, they can't talk. So he just mentally controls them and he just tells them what to do. So it's not talking to them, it's more of just like making them do what he wants. And apparently it's a different story when it comes to dolphins because dolphins are smart as hell. Like, they're smarter than humans. Okay, now another big one that I've heard memes and seen just people make fun of him for is that he can't rescue anybody if it's not in water. If the crime or the injustice, I guess you could say, is being done outside of water, he can't do anything about it. Flat out wrong. Nothing can be more wrong than that. He has full mobility in and out of water. It actually turns out that he is a lot stronger than a normal human. He has been underwater for a long time, and his just Atlantean genes give him basically bulletproof skin, and that comes from the pressure of the depths of the ocean. The more water pressure, it's harder for a human to withstand, and then they eventually end up just being crushed and killed by the pressure of the water. But since Aquaman is literally water man, he lives in the water, so that means he needs tough skin, which means that's what the Atlanteans have evolved. They have evolved tough skin, and that means that he is bulletproof and he is resistant to like attacks with knives and everything, so he's a lot stronger than any human, and he can save you probably a lot better than most superheroes that are just land-based. Now this next one, kind of gotta agree with it. Not really though, just sort of about it. The next thing that we were talking about is this costume. The costume, it's a little dumb. I kind of gotta give him that. The costume is of an Atlantean king, and that's what he wears, and that's what he was drawn as, and that's, what he's been portrayed as for the longest time. But it is very stupid. Okay, the colors are a little too bright and everything, but you kind of gotta look past that if you want to look at the character. But totally just like, let's wipe that away. Let's wipe Aquaman's suit from our memory because we have a new armor fucking costume badass fucking thing for Justice League and the DCEU. Jason Momoa's Aquaman has the best armor of any Justice League member. He has the best suit, the best costume, whatever. It's just so fucking cool, and they totally did away with everything that makes him silly, his costume silly. Those fucking boots, whatever those were in his original costume, and now he has the sick ass armor and these tattoos and the hair, and just like this also is like compiled into what he looks like, and he's kind of just plain, but now with Jason Momoa and the person of color, and then the hair, and then the tattoos, and just the demeanor, oh, it's gonna be so sick. So they definitely listened to us after a long time, and they finally changed this costume into something a lot cooler, and I'm in my opinion, it was time for a change because Aquaman was created years ago, long time ago, decades ago, and he hasn't had a costume change, but now he finally has, and I think that was the right move. Now, another big reason why people hate Aquaman so much, subconsciously, okay, this is like what other people that like Aquaman say, why people hate Aquaman, is because he protects the ocean. Now, you might think, oh, that's not really that big of a deal, but if you think about it subconsciously, you don't live in the ocean, like, you don't care about what happens to it. So, like, you know, subconsciously, I'm sure a lot of people do, you know, care about global warming and whatever. But, you know, people, they don't, that's not their first priority. Their first priority is land, and that's why they like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and everybody a lot more, because they protect where you are. Aquaman protects 75%. By the way, 75% is like 3/4 of the world. So like he controls most of the world. Anyway, he is king of the ocean. He protects the ocean, and that is under his rule, which means that we don't like that has nothing to do with us. So we just don't like him because of what he protects, because we have nothing to do with it. So that's just something that kind of I thought was interesting. Like maybe that is true. Maybe that is why people don't really like Aquaman, because of who he protects and like how we're not even involved in it in any way. Now that's enough about hating him. Let's talk about why he's awesome. Okay, now like I just said, he controls like 71, like 3/4 of the world, which technically means if aliens do come, if they haven't come in the DCEU or the DCU at all, the DC universe, like technically he speaks for most of the world, because like they're the ones that they're going to want to talk to. Like right off the bat, they're like, who controls most of the world? And they're gonna say Aquaman, technically 71%. They're like, okay, let's fuck with him. But then they end up talking to Superman and Batman and everybody, because they protect the most important parts, important or whatever. So I mean, like 71%, he controls the world basically. And I never saw any hate for his weapon of choice, and I saw nothing but love for it, which is really cool, because that's what it really deserves. This fucking thing is badass. The Trident of Atlantis is just like, oh my god, like so cool. And Zack Snyder has confirmed that it can cut Superman. And listen, if you have a weapon that can take down Superman, you're automatically like up here on the list now. Like you make it up there because of your abilities to save and protect or whatever. But his weapon is magical, which is Superman's weakness is magic, if you didn't know, and that just automatically just fucking kills Superman. And if the battle, whatever battle is going down between Superman and Aquaman, if it's going down by the ocean, Superman's fucked. Like that's the end of that. So Aquaman, it goes hand to hand, toe to toe with Superman. How can you not think that's pretty cool? Another reason he is badass is because of this picture. This picture right here. Here's it for 7 seconds, just so you could take it in. Moving on, he controls an entire Atlantean army. Like, what the hell? He's the king, and he controls this whole army that he can do whatever the fuck he wants with because of his status in Atlantis. He is that guy that can basically, like, go do away with a lot of things on land if he doesn't like them, but he doesn't because he's a good guy. But if there's a problem in the water, out of the water, they got his back, so. And, like, lastly, his powers are just, like, really cool. His super reflexes that, you know, he can use in so many different scenarios. Bulletproof, not just bulletproof, but just, like, impact proof. He's tough. He's really tough. And his speed and agility in combat, like, his, like that kind of meshes with his reflexes. But his just like his body and his tone and his muscles or whatever from swimming, he can run really fast. He can leap very high. He's like the Hulk in the way where they can't fly but they can leap hella good. So those are just a few of the reasons why people hate him and why they like him. But Jason Momoa is just like making people understand the astonishing side of Aquaman, the Aquaman that we all know, that we all love. He's bringing that out in the film. So hopefully people will be able to see how cool he is because of Jason Momoa's portrayal in Justice League coming out this year. And then Aquaman, who seems to be having like the best DC movie like pre-production and production in a long time, because of like besides Suicide Squad, that had like the best production, the cast, the crew, everybody was like so awesome, but the movie turned out to be shit. So hopefully this production is awesome and it turns out to be a really cool movie, so Aquaman can just please stop hating on him. He's really cool. If you guys want to read more about this really cool Aquaman, I suggest Jeff Johns' Aquaman Volume 1 from the New 52 era, because that is just the epitome of Aquaman. That's who I love Aquaman to be. Jeff Johns, he writes any character as they should be. There's no doubt in my mind that he knows every single character and how they should be portrayed. So let me know Oh God. Let me know what you guys think about Aquaman. Let me know if this changed your mind in any way, and let me know if you think the movie is going to be okay. And please do not forget to subscribe because this channel is growing and I want you guys to be a part of it. And I promise that there will be really cool videos coming out soon. So I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.